Hello, welcome to my channel, Fun Online Teaching and Learning. Today we are covering time management. This is the second video that I am doing about time management. We already covered the fundamentals, what's the difference between horology and what is the difference between time management, what is the difference between what time is it, and then what is the time. So we covered some philosophical aspects of it, and now I want you to be able to understand your big rocks and small rocks to put in the cup. Okay, so this time management does not require expertise in horology. It requires a mental shift. So today we are gonna work on your mental shift. Okay, it requires knowing yourself and managing yourself. It's not a to-do list. It's not always working harder and more faster. It's about changing your mindset. Hopefully today's lecture will help you, and the recording will help you to do that, or at least think about it. Okay, here is my question. What if somebody's recording your day and recording your week, every minute, every hour? Why am I mentioning this in a time management session? Because that's very important. If somebody was recording your day and your week, what would you do differently? What would you stop doing? What would you do more of what you're doing? It's very important. Very, very important. Because Peter Drucker says the first step towards effectiveness is a procedure in the time management, and it's recording where the time goes. How many of us don't know where the time goes, but we try to manage our time? That's not reasonable. If you want to manage your time, if you want to plan your time, you really want to first of all understand where does your time goes, because we already mentioned this, right? We talked about this in the previous recording and said without really doing anything, everybody, regardless of their ranks, regardless of their age, regardless of their country, everybody is deposited 24 hours in the bank every day without really doing anything, right? So you want to know where the time goes first. Here are a few principles that you can use to understand what type of person you are and how you should start planning your time. So first start with the bottom, okay? So define your values. We mentioned that, right? What's your purpose in life? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? How do you want to be remembered, right? Define your values. How about long-term goals? Okay, so based on these values, what are your long-term goals? Okay, you want to be an engineer, you want to be a professor, you want to be a CEO, you want to have a company, you want to clean the oceans, you want to clean the plastic, right? You want to work on climate change, you want to work on global warming. So whatever you want to work on, write those down in your long-term goals. Now let's transform those into intermediate term goals, which are more actionable, right? More concrete, more solid. And now do it for your daily goals. So let's give an example, okay? So one of your values or aspiration in life is learning another language, right? A foreign language. So what are your long-term goals? Let's say you want to be interpreter, right? You want to be a simultaneous translator. So if you want to do that, write it in your long-term goals. And now what's your intermediate term goals, right? So try to quantify what you want to do. Okay, then, I want to learn 1,000 words by this time. I want to be half fluent by this time. Okay, good. Now what's your daily goal? Okay, now what you want to say is I want to learn 10 words a day. I want to learn 50 words a day, right? Then how much time does it convert to? Maybe 1 hour. Now what you want to do is put that 1 hour reserve that 1 hour in your day for your value, for your long-term goal. Okay, if this not there every day, if you don't learn 10 words, 100 words, 50 words, whatever is your daily goal is, you're not going to achieve your long-term goals. Okay, so don't let other things wash away your values. In this case, your long-term goal is being a simultaneous translator. Okay, because it requires time and effort. You can't really be one when you wake up suddenly. So use this principle and define your long-term goals. And one long-term goal will have multiple intermediate term goals, and one intermediate term goal will have multiple daily goals. So be careful with that. Okay. Another tool that I want you to apply on yourself is which generation are you in? Well, probably I have been talking about the to-do lists as we start the time management recordings. To-do list is the one thing that we remember, right? Oh yeah, well, I'm doing to-do list. I check off everything, right? And notes and checklists, and I get things done. Well, you get things done, but who put those things there? I hope you watched the 7 Big Rocks video with my previous recording. It was in the description section. So who put those things there so that you can check them off? You can complete them, right? That's the thing. That's why I am forcing you to think of your values, your objectives, long-term objectives, not someone else's. Are you in control of your life, right? That's the important thing. So if you're doing just getting things done, really working hard and doing the things that are on your to-do list, which maybe most of them you didn't even put there, you are the first generation. Okay, how about the second generation? Second generation schedule things done. Schedule to get things done. So now you are in control of scheduling your things done list, right? To-do list. You are in control of your calendars, appointments. You can say yes and no. Okay, you can delegate stuff. So this is the second generation. You schedule things to get done. So you are in control of your to-do list. How about the third generation? Third generation not only schedule things to be done, they prioritize them and then schedule them. Okay, so if learning a language is a priority for you, then you will not let anything else override on this one. Okay, so you decide what is important for you. Okay, and it's not only like having a job or anything. It can be your values, like helping others, right? Helping the climate change and whatever entrepreneurial mindset you have. Third generation prioritize things and then schedule them. Fourth generation, according to Stephen Covey, is now they prioritize and schedule to do the most important things for you. Because third generation, you prioritize your schedule and you know what's important. In the fourth generation, you prioritize and schedule the important things for you. Other things, you say no, you don't join, you don't do it, you may delegate them, right? Now you want to build your relationships and get the results by managing yourself and your relationships. That's the fourth generation. Okay, now please comment underneath this video, which generation are you in, and what do you think about the pyramid principle and the generation? Which generation are you in, and which one do you think you want to stay in? Okay, so the priority principle, another one by Hobbes and Covey, is now let's continue with the priority principle. Okay, what does that says? According to Hobbes and Covey, they come up with this one. Probably you heard this before. There are urgent things in life, okay, and there are important things in life. So urgent and important, and this is quadrant 1. This is crisis, pressing problems, deadline driven projects. Okay, these are urgent and important. Quadrant 3 is urgent things but not important things. Do we have such things? Sure. Interruptions, emails, popular activities like, whatever, having a lunch with your colleagues and you spend 1 hour in the lunch, right? Every day. Pressing matters. So these are urgent but not important. Okay. And there are things also not urgent but important, which are relationship building. We just covered the fourth generation, right? They do it with building their relationship with others. Finding new opportunities can be important for you but not really urgent because you have a job, right? Maybe long-term planning, we mentioned the pyramid principle, and then long-term planning is important because if you want to be a simultaneous translator, you really need to convert this objective into medium term and then short term and then daily activities and then not urgent ones. Okay. And there are also things that are not urgent and not important. Okay, so this is quadrant 4. They are the trivia, busy work, time wasters, some calls and emails, pleasant activities, but not really doing any added value to your life. Not only work, okay? We're not talking about only the job and work life. We are also talking about social life, basically your 24 hours, right? So not urgent, not important. Some calls and emails like scam or advertisement, those even you should have a mechanism to not to answer, right? Yeah. So think about the not urgent things and not important things in your life and try to get those out of your calendar. Time is what we want most, but what we use worse, unfortunately, because we don't do anything. It's just deposited, but we use it worse because we know tomorrow we're gonna have 24 hours, right? So it's really what we use worse. Before you go, I wanna talk about delegation. Learn to delegate. Delegation frees up some space in your calendar by just delegating some of the tasks, maybe not important, not urgent ones, right, to others. But this is tricky because what kind of others, right? Who are you gonna delegate them? That's on top of you. You can't delegate the responsibility to them, but you can delegate your authority. You are ultimately, again, you're responsible for whatever is being done, but you can delegate some of the activities, some of the authority. But when, how, who, why, what, how much is the key. That comes with some education, some experience, okay, because you can't trust everyone. But if you can't trust anyone, that's a bigger problem too. So you should be able to trust a few people in your company, in your team, and also you want to build your relationship. Because it's going to ultimately help your time management. Okay. Try to delegate repetitive tasks. If there is a repetitive task you have to do every day, just try to delegate it to your secretary, whoever can help you, someone in the team. If it's a routine job, it doesn't require really a strong skill or education or expertise. It's important but not urgent. If it's not urgent but it's still important, have someone deal with that problem. And when it becomes urgent or close to urgent, then you can talk to them. The task that has a longer schedule, try to delegate some parts of it so it will clear out some of the calendar for you. And definitely you want to give feedback to whoever you delegated, because this may be their first time doing that process, working in this product, right? So definitely give them feedback to kind of guide them and mentor them, because if you mentor them, they will do the job better, so you will not have any problem with the delegation. And praise them right on the spot. Who's gonna do it? Well, if there's nobody, you should train somebody, okay, to be your delegate, to delegate your work. And what kind of resources is it gonna use? You have to teach them as well, and you want to make them aware that them helping you is using these kind of resources. Decide what's your involvement. Now, once you delegate it, let them do the job. You don't want to micromanage and be involved in every action again. Then it's a time waster anyways, right? And whoever you delegated the task, they will not be happy with you interfering all the time. Write down instructions, and you want to invest in people by building relationship, educating them and training them and saying them thank you. Some people will have trouble delegating because they think that they don't have time to figure out these details, like the instructions, building relationships, who is gonna do what, right? Well, but that's, lack of trust in others' personality. Those kind of people will have always trouble delegating, and they will try to do everything by themselves. But as you promote in the company ladder, right, as you promote and you climb up the ladder, it's impossible for you to do all the job. Lack of trust in other skills. A little bit perfectionist people will also have trouble delegating because they will think that others will not do a good job, so they will wait and do everything themselves. Some people like to micromanage and they will not delegate, and some people will also think that, hey, if I let others do it, I don't have a control over the process or the results, so I really have to do this myself, right? That's what they say. The second thing I want you to know is saying no. Okay. They ask you to do it because they don't have time. People will tell you to do things that really they don't have time. So it's not really a delegation, right? So they just want you to do it because they don't have time. So maybe too many commitments they have, or you may have too many commitments, so you can say no. Okay, or you can say yes. Well, saying yes does not avoid conflict. So if you say yes to everything, that's not good, because then you will have trouble prioritizing and marking the completion and making the progress in every item. Don't try to be a people pleaser. Okay, say no, but I want to recommend you say no without saying no. Okay, even though it's your boss, being a people pleaser is not really good. People don't like those kind of, because at the end they can't deliver, right? They will not deliver on time, and now it will be everybody's problem. Be a little bit politically correct and say no without saying no. Okay, and with the tone of your voice and your attribute, your body language, and be honest and act in clear fashion. For example, even though it's your boss, try to tell, hey boss, I am working on these 2 projects. If you give me this one too, I wonder which one of these 2, the previous one, I can, you can give me more timeline for that, right? So that'll be a discussion for you and me, and maybe she or he will say, hey, the first one, I can do it 1 week later, but please prioritize this one first. Then everybody's happy. Okay. You should also respect others' time. So takeaway, time management is not only horology. Time management is about really managing yourself. Approach from a strategic planning perspective. Well, you should explore yourself and decide your values and objectives in life, and then start doing your calendar. Learn these tools, and apply them. If you don't apply, it's not gonna help. Just marking the correct answer in a multiple choice question is not gonna help. Okay, so learn tools and apply. And delegate. Learn delegation and learn also saying no. I'll catch up with you in another video. If you think this video is helpful, just subscribe the channel and then like, so others can also benefit from the content. Thank you, and see you in another video.